Hello and welcome to the video help tutorials for the performance report. That's right, this is the most important bit of data for your business, period, on Friday Island. So there are three ways to access your performance report. Number one, when you are logging in and you've logged in and you're in your control panel, there is a button that says Business Reports. You click that, and then there's another button to then bring up your performance report. It'll open up in a new window just like this one you see. Number two, when you are logging in to Friday Island and you visit Orwell Dawes, there's a button with him to view your performance review as well, very much like a SWOT analysis. And the third way is inside the interface. When you are inside Friday Island, there is a button, bottom left-hand corner, I believe it's a green suitcase, and they're business interactions. So you bring up that window and there's a button there to view your performance report. So when you click any of those buttons, this is what you'll see. Very similarly, this is what you'll see. So at the very, very top, you'll see personalized report for whatever week your business is on. You'll see your name, you'll see the start date and the end date, what course you're enrolled in, and as well as the institution that you are enrolled with. So much like a SWOT analysis, if you've done one, they're very time consuming, but they're very rewarding. And this is what we have for you as well, the performance report. It's a SWOT analysis. It also guides you not only with your final grade, but it parallels what you should be doing in the real world at different times on different weeks with your business. So it's a great opportunity to sort of better yourself if you are an entrepreneur and you're starting your own business, or you're sharpening your entrepreneurial skills, or you're a manager going out in the real world and you're testing sort of your business acumen that way in a managerial position. This is it. This is the tool you'll need to sort of check over once, twice a day if you wish, but you have to keep on things. So at the very top, you'll notice an icon set with your strengths, your areas on track, your areas that need attention, and then your weaknesses and the things that you aren't assessed at the time. So the star, of course, you're doing stellar. So these are the things that you're exceeding the expectations of the performance review. The green dot is things that are on track, great job, things you're doing well. The yellow or the amber little dot are things that you need to look at fairly immediately. And then the weaknesses, wow, you have to get on the red dot. You have to check out those things. About 85 to 90% of the entire performance report are things you can actually change. Okay, some things are quantified and kept in your profile of your business, and they can't be changed, unfortunately. For instance, the amount of staff you've hired and the amount of staff that quit and have fired. Okay, those are just a rollover. They're incremental. You can't change them. Things like your bank account or your outstanding bills or your loan once you pay it back. Those are all things that can decrease based on what you've done with your business and how much effort you've put in. What you'll also notice is that there's columns and there's rows. The objectives, the main component are things like the startup, your effort, the human resources, the finance, the operational management, the marketing, and there's also bonus activities as well. And whether you're using this for the entrepreneur sim, the manager sim, the finance sim, the human resources simulation, or the marketing simulation, it will look fairly similar all across the board. Depending on what simulation you're using, will have different parts of the rubric, which is your performance report, turned on or off. And this is also dependent on your business type, but also your instructor. Your instructor can turn off different modules as well. Now, for instance, at the very top, we see the current overall standing of this individual at this time on week 8. They're at about a 60.97%. Now, that's the current overall mark based on the rubric that you see underneath. But also, you'll see sort of a blank area where it says actual based on deductions. If this is blank, then your instructor or your facilitator, they're not taking advantage of the deduction system. So you aren't receiving deductions based on that mark. And we'll tell you a bit more about that later on because it's at the bottom of the rubric, the bottom of the performance report. But let's go through and see how we can read the performance report, but also then how we can change it and learn more and better our business because of this as well. So let's look at something simple like in the effort section, the logins. So at this particular time, right, we have the metric, which is this column here. That tells us where we should be at. And then the result is what we are currently being awarded for our efforts. So for instance, logins at week 8 for this business type in this particular simulation, the metric is greater than 25. And the result is 182 logins, which is good. So look, the rubric value, which is the almost second to last column, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 points awarded for the rubric. And then we give you the status as well. So if you've done very, very well, excellent, then you get the rewarded a rubric 4, but you get the star attached to that area as well. Same with everything. So for instance, there might be an area that you don't quite understand, maybe a concept or a term that it might not be that it might be an area that you're failing or faltering or don't understand. So for instance, let's look at ROI. It's under the sales and assets of the financial management portion. So what is ROI? Well, every single definition, okay, or description in this column, they're all links, and they're all links to the manual. So let's click on ROI, for instance, which will bring up the manual and show us the very top that's anchored. The ROI is the return on investment. Well, that really doesn't help me much. Let's dive in deeper to learn more about ROI. So if I click or highlight over top of the related topics, it'll take us to the manual and describe more in depth what that thing is. The definition of ROI is return on investment. So if we look here, there's a full sort of write-up on what ROI is, but how it affects our business and how it works on Friday Island. Okay, so you can sort of drill in deeper based on those things that you need to know and need to learn. So as I was mentioning, things like your outstanding bills, your loan, all those things fluctuate day to day. So if you pay a bill and that that will go down on the outstanding bills, but also your bank total will change as well. So this is an organic sort of performance report. It's not something that's been around for a week and it doesn't have fresh data. It is à la minute. It's to the second. So when you click a button and it grabs all the data, fresh on your profile on your business account. So things like so don't worry, it will fluctuate. So make sure that you're checking this on a regular basis to better your business and better and better your performance and your overall grade. So let's look at no sales counter, because this individual has a red dot. Now these are one of the things that's incremental, that you can't change once it's sort of rolled over. But what is the no sales counter? These are one of the things that a lot of users ask us a lot on, is what is the no sales counter? Basically the no sales counter is every time you are closed or a user adds an item to the invoice but leaves it without a purchase, the counter increments by 1. Okay, so it's like you've missed sales because of something that's happened in your business. And you click on the related topics, and that will actually bring you into another more in-depth sort of solution. Other things that are left out, that are there are sections on it inside the manual as well as chapters. Customer satisfaction, that's very important, because that occurs when people comment, either peers or your guests. They comment on your products and services or your marketing collateral, i.e. the ads that you've created. So it's not just a guest book, but it's the comment card system that then gives you a customer satisfaction rating, and then it propagates on here. So for this user, I don't think they've done quite a good job, so it's 66 out of 100. And at this time, you should be 80. So you should have pushed yourself and pushed your business to change how you do things so people